Hello everyone, Ister649 here. Sorry, it's been a while. I've been busy to upload to YouTube. You'll be seeing another video coming out today. It's a Minecraft video on my iPad. Probably going to be doing that series every now and then, but not too much. So, today, I think I'll start out, I'll be doing 2 videos maybe. But anyways, so here's the first video, me versus my friend Spirit. So anyways, here we go. Outfit change. Anyways, one of my most hated Pokemon, that Coffagrigus there, defensive combination, so I go into an offensive-defensive combination. Knowing my Greninja's all offensive, they go in for Sucker Punch. I go in for Dark Pulse with the Choice Specs, hoping to take down that thing in one hit. Oh, looks like I have the Choice Scarf on them. So then I go in to set up a layer of Spikes, and Skarmory's the mainly defensive one here. Alright, so now that the dimensions were twisted, going in for a switch out to an even slower Pokemon, so that way they can help gain benefit from it. And also help slow down my Greninja, which is the fastest it can be. Then I bring in my Spiritomb, another very slow Pokemon, just to help gain use of the Trick Room. So they go in for a Toxic, hoping to get my Greninja, but it's too late for them. But, you know, of course, Spiritomb is something that needs to be sacrificed, and then they go... Well, they didn't go out for Agate, that just happened. But I'm in bad luck with Spiritomb being part Dark-type. So anyways, I switch it out because of the disadvantage and because of the Toxic. I go in for my Fortress to help set up additional entry hazards. Them thinking that I wouldn't switch out, but obviously I would in a situation like that. So I set up another layer of Spikes, just since I have the opportunity to. Then they go in for a Cotton Guard to help get their defense, well, pretty boosted up. I mean, it just kind of needs it. But that's a pretty good strategy for a Furfrou. They go in for a Pyroar now, hopefully going to take out my Storm. Because, well, 4 times disadvantage, so I go in for Stealth Rock. And then another Spikes, making that my 3rd layer. Then going in for the Cotton Guard for +6 or ×4 defenses. Then with me being able to go in for the Toxic Spikes attack now. And a secondary Cotton Guard, which was a wasted turn. They go in for a Flamethrower attack on Storm, taking it out, but not soon enough. With nearly all the traps laid down, and one more, I go in for a Whirlwind to get Pyroar out of there, but looks like I wasn't fast enough, so Eric Stewart's dragged out. Anyways, so it gets some good damage, but sadly it gets rid of the Toxic Spikes. Well, luck of the draw. So I send out my Greninja just because the time is right, and then I go in for an Ice Beam on Eric Stewart, hopefully taking it out, which I do. Yeah, as you can guys see, I improved a bit on my talking. Alright, so then anyways, it goes in for a Headbutt, hoping to get a standard attack with its plus to defenses. I go in for another Whirlwind to get it out of there and negate its defenses. It brings out Pyroar, which is bad news for my Skarmory, but it's hurt pretty bad. They send back out Toxic Tank. I go in for a Water-type attack to get rid of Pyroar, I think. Oh, I switch it out. Don't know why, though. Either way, I go in for a Charizard. They go in for an Endeavor attack, which does hurt me a lot. Sucker Punch manages to almost take it out. Flamethrower hits Skarmory, but even with Sturdy, it still doesn't take it out. So I go in for a flamethrower attack on Toxic Tank, successfully taking it out. Then my Beta, or First Skarmory, goes into a Brave Bird attack, going for, I guess in a sense, a revenge kill for almost taking it out, but having to sacrifice its own HP at the same time. Then goes out into Tojo Falls for a Water-type advantage, and goes into Agate to help support. Then I bring out my Mega Kangaskhan, which proceeds to be shown here. Intimidate, that's a pretty bad thing for that, but not for Charizard. Alright, so I bring out Kangaskhan, which surprisingly I actually haven't used in a while. Alright, so then I go in for a fake out attack on Tojo Falls because I don't want it doing any more damage to Charizard while it still has the chance. I go in for a flamethrower attack on Agate, successfully killing it, thus by cutting off the support to Tojo Falls. And with it flinching, I've successfully done this turnaround. And Flavio gets hurt by the traps, rendering it useless. Then with a Dark-type hidden power attack, I go up on it since I really don't have much else I can do. I go in for a power-up punch attack just to help raise my physical attack to counter Intimidate. Then it goes in for an Aqua Tail to take out Charizard, which of course, if I hadn't done that earlier, it would be out by now. But anyways, I bring out Spiritomb now, who only lightly suffered from toxic damage. I go in for a priority Shadow Sneak attack to hopefully deal some decent damage to it, which does successfully kill it thanks to a critical hit. Alright. Hold on a second, let me just readjust the camera real quick. And also, let's see, where's the brightness? Screen brightness. I think that should help reduce the glare a bit. Let me try and bring it down to 1 real quick. Yeah, that helps reduce the glare. And also, I'll be right back. I think this might help. Nah, that'll make it worse. No matter. But anyways, so sorry about that little interruption. Let's get on to our next battle. I think I'll do this one, which is me teamed up with a bunch of random people, so I'm not gonna do that. I'll do some people Oh wait, why don't I go to the more recent battles? Let's see. Oh yeah, nah. Let's see, Connor. I'll go with this. Alright, so let's start the battle. This is against one of my British friends. Great battler, I mean, really improved a lot since I first met him. So I bring out my Greninja on the first turn, of course, to gain an offensive edge. Going in for a Detect, of course. I go in for a U-turn, hopefully get out of there, being wary of Play Rough attack. So then I get in a successful U-turn, which does a decent amount of damage to have. So if I had maybe one more attack point, it would have been out. So then I bring in Skarmory to play on the defensive side. While it does go in for that play rough I did predict earlier, thanks to its steel typing, it resists it, and the Rocky Helmet cuts down its HP a good bit more. So then I go in for a Stealth Rock attack. Basically, this is a second Skarmory you guys haven't seen recently. So I go in for a Whirlwind attack, rendering that thing useless when it comes in next time. Alright. So then, yeah, of course it gets powered up because of its higher physical defenses. I get out of there being wary of attacks such as Thunder. Then I bring in Kangaskhan, and there's the Thunder right there. So Kangaskhan takes the hit. Alright, so then I have it Mega Evolve the next turn. And I go in for a Fake Out attack to help neutralize it for a turn. At least getting some additional damage in there with that flinching in. Then I go in for a Sucker Punch, knowing it is going in for an offensive move because Porygon is predominantly a offensive Pokemon. Alright, so they go in for Absol, which wasn't a very smart move, with Stealth Rock still being in play, rendering it useless. So then they go out into a Noivern, which of course does some decent damage with Stealth Rock. Then I go in for a Sucker Punch, knowing his style is a mainly offensive one. But anyways, they go in for an Air Slash attack, successfully taking out my Kangaskhan. Then I bring in my Greninja with its Ice Beam attack. Oh, I go in for a Scald. That was a bit surprising. But anyways, I just go in for a Scald, probably predicting something else to be coming up soon. Then they bring out their Vaporeon. So I switch out being wary of hydration into my Umbreon. Or I shouldn't say hydration, I should say water absorb. But anyways, they go into an Aqua Ring attack, almost neutralizing the damage from there. So it goes into an Ice Beam attack, doing very little damage, because Umbreon is a great defensive Pokemon of mine. That boosted power from Payback helps work really well. In addition, with the leftovers, it helps recover it. So they only set up an Aqua Ring, but anyways, they go in for a Hydro Pump. Still doing a good amount of damage, but then I go into Curse for about a turn or two to help boost up my attack and defense, but speed is a worthy risk in this case. There goes another Curse, like I just said before. So, let's see. I believe they're just trying to whittle me down. But that isn't going to work too well with addition to Moonlight in Umbreon's moveset. Don't know why they went into Aqua Ring, but I go into Moonlight now to help restore my HP, plus a +2 attack. Or a ×2 attack stat, which is pretty deadly with my Umbreon and its Payback attack. So then I go in for another Payback attack with the boosted power of moving afterwards, doing some really great damage to Vaporeon, taking it out the next turn. And thankfully I don't receive any additional damage that turn. So Vaporeon is down and out of the game. And then let's see, switch as out into Ninetales. Alright, so they go in for a Drought attack. which Flamethrower help boosting it with Stab does a decent amount of damage, but I go in for another Curse just to help gain a bit more above Ninetales. Alright, so they prepare a Solar Beam attack, which, yeah, and I actually bred that Ninetales for them, but anyways, that's off the topic. So then I go in for a 2.5 times payback attack. They go in for Fire Blast, and if I'm correct, this burns me. Nope. So I go in for another payback attack, taking out Ninetales successfully in 2 hits. Pretty good if I do say so myself. But anyways, I'm at low HP now with Umbreon. So they bring out their Superior, not something you see very often, but I often use a mix of tiers. So anyways, they go in for a physical Aerial Ace attack, which actually doesn't do a lot at all, thanks to the curses I've been using. If I'm correct, this one is my 4th. You guys can tell me down in the comments or whatever, but anyways, so Leftovers restore it back up and bring me back up to... so they go in for another Leaf Blade against my defenses, which are still pretty high. I go in for Moonlight to help restore my HP with addition to Leftovers, which, if I'm correct, Moonlight itself healed it. So then they go in for a Ring Out attack. I'm not sure why that was. Probably just to try and use something against me. I go in for my 5th Curse attack. Attack's still pretty high. Alright. So they go in for an Aerial Ace once more. Then I go in for a payback with pretty high. I'm pretty sure I'll one-hit KO it. And I do manage to one-hit KO it, also with the help of Stealth Rock. So anyways, guys, thanks for tuning into this new video. I'm gonna try and upload maybe every other week now to see if I have time, but you might see a bit of Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire gameplay. I think I might do a few things with Omega Ruby because I am really excited about using that team. But anyways, guys, I will see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.